Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great most in the rule well. And shalom to all the brothers doing the work in certain truth. Um, yeah. So corner on the Guardian. Going into the latest set of sanctions the EU's doing. And it's actually funny because it really shows how this fucking hell. How the schism. One sec. So look. How the schisms between the what's it called? The schisms between these different what do you call it? The schisms between these different countries are gonna be built up, and you're gonna have these guys. It's very clearly you can see the contentions between Esau, the lines kind of being drawn to where they're definitely gonna have different interests, and yeah, it's gonna get peak, huh? It's gonna get peak because the whole unit, as it seems now, ain't gonna last. Uh, so it says Ursula von der Leyen announces sixth package of EU sanctions against Russia. The EU is proposing to ban all Russian oil imports in a sixth package of sanctions aimed at Russian President Vladimir Putin's aggression in Ukraine. Uh, yeah, and this is where that Russian oil is going to be peak because it's going to fucking decimate um the further Eastern European countries because them they're going to be in the mix completely with that Russian oil, and it's gonna be peak for Germany as well because them men are like what was it 40%? No, maybe it was more. It was 40%. It was ramping up to be more with Nord Stream 2. So it's gonna be immense. So it says what on the crucial issue of energy imports, von der Leyen said, "This will be a complete import ban on all Russian oil, seaborne and pipeline, crude and refined. We will make sure that we phase out Russian oil in an orderly fashion in a way that allows us and our partners to secure alternative supply routes and minimize the impact on global markets," which they'll fail at. Regardless, it's like, because the alternative is going to be is going to be off the continent. Like the pipelines are already built. The shit that's already been set up with Russia is like it's them flipping it. It's you're taking a colossal legendary L, and everyone's gonna start feeling the fucking burn. So 6 months and fine, but okay. So yeah, all the fashion way. So yeah, this way will phase out Russian simply of crude oil within 6 months and refined products by the end of the year. It's like yeah, that means prices going up for absolutely fucking everything on the entire continent. Huh. The sanctions will require unanimous support among the 27 EU nations, with Slovakia having already indicated they will require an exemption, and Hungary suggesting sanctions on energy supplies are a red line for them. Yeah, both of them are going to be fucked. They're interlinked. That's how peak is going to be. Man said they need an exemption. Like, yo, we like, what the fuck are we meant to do without that Russian oil? Real shit. Real shit. That's how peak it. Oh, man. Quite an exemption. Hungary suggesting sanctions on energy suppliers are a red line for them. Other measures proposed included listing high-ranking military officers and other individuals who are accused of committing war crimes in Bucha and those responsible for the siege of Mariupol. banning free Russian state-owned broadcasts from EU airwaves. I'm guessing RT is going to be among them. Sputnik, and I don't know what the other one is. Expelling Sberbank by far Russia's largest bank from the SWIFT payment system, along with two other major banks. That payment system shit is actually kind of hilarious, man. Shit is funny as hell. Because the monetary system, the way they have it set up with these payment, the guys who take the payments and whatnot, being able to just dead the thing, it's actually hilarious, like, because it shows how interlinked everything is. She said, along with two other, so expelling Sberbank from the SWIFT payment system along with two other major banks. She said Europe has a special responsibility towards Ukraine, and also proposed an ambitious recovery package for the country. No, it's going to be immense. And that's the thing, is like, this is going to fuck the EU hard, and it's going to fuck it's basically like, injuring themselves to injure the Russians. But you're gonna have countries where it's like they're gonna, and this is the thing with the EU. It was the same thing in the 2008, where you had the weak ass fucking parts of Europe, like Greece, where them men weren't getting bailed out, and I think they did. Well, they got bailed out in the end, but I think it was what do you call it? It took a while to actually get the no, it wasn't even that. It was just the interest, the rates they had to pay. Man were done out. People were done out. Anyone in the country was done. It was like there was no way to make fucking money, especially because a lot of them parts of the country they were in, they relied on tourism as their industry. So it was peak. Matthew 24, and let me start from verse 3. It says, as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumours of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Yeah. Wars and rumours of wars. Then what? For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Yeah. Nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom. That's what all these different nations. What they feeling? That all in contention. And that's what? That's Esau. That's Satan being divided against himself. Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom dividing against itself is brought to desolation. That's the thing. Really, a lot of these European Edomites, they might look at, the Slavs, the Eastern Europeans, like, yo, you guys aren't really part of us. The Frenches, the Germans, the Portuguese, the Espanols, the Brits. These guys will all look at themselves, white. That white is kind of what they look at themselves as. But what? This Esau, Edom. The devil the Bible speaks of, Satan, the adversary. And what? These guys are contending against each other. They're warring, they're scuffling. Mainly what? America and Russia are scuffling, for ultimate control. But what does that then mean? And Yahushua knew the thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Yeah? That's the thing, it's something core, something real simple, something hella base to understand. If Satan's dividing us, how are you gonna build up? If you guys are just fucking sword fighting each other, chopping each other's legs out from underneath each other. But what? Esau's pride has swelled to an insane level. If Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Yeah. That's what it's something Esau's not considered. Satan be divided against himself. How can his kingdom stand? Huh. And that's what you're seeing. Because the main thing is what? Between these different countries in the EU, you're going to have those contentions. And then what? Between America and Europe and the rest of the world, really. You're gonna see that difference. In America, you're gonna see that different. What the schism, the wedge get bigger and bigger. Breaketh all these things. So Daniel 2:41, it says, "Whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of iron and part of clay." What? Select. Yeah. And whereas thou sawest. Oh wait, select. So okay, and the fourth kingdom shall be 41. And whereas thou sawest feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for so much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. Yeah. It's gonna be mixed. That's why you got the weaker parts and the stronger parts. And then you got the stronger parts and the weaker parts. And that's why you have when a downturn hits, when a famine hits, when the economy takes a downturn, stronger parts will be able to last out and survive easier. But then what? The weaker parts, they're gonna be getting blasted. They're gonna be sitting there thinking, what the fuck are we in this fucking alliance for? If these men are just blasting the thing, then the other side's gonna feel more appealing, or they're just gonna start resisting. Like with what? With Britain just being like, we're gonna Brexit the thing. We're gonna Brexit out. We're out here. We're gonna do it on our ones. Fucking jokers. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Yeah, same thing. Partly, you can have the more fortified parts, and you can have the parts where it's these men are desolate. These men are on, like, it's funny because when stuff's riding high, everyone's loving life. It's when it hits a dip, that's where, reality starts to shine through. People start fucking off from Greece and landing their ass in England, landing their ass in Germany, landing their ass in places where there's an economy. It's funny because even Spain, you have a lot of the South Americans, a lot of the Latin tribes. They'll fuck off to Spain to make money there. But it's like Spain, you can't even make money. So they'll come to like the UK. They'll come to other parts, along with Italianos, Portuguese, from various other parts where they have less financial strength. Funny as hell. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Yeah. So they're basically gonna, they're gonna build up to where they're gonna build up to what to where they're working together, but they ain't really gonna mix. It's not become that fortified, concentrated what's the word? Not endurance. Fortified, concentrated, like they've not become as one. They're still just working together. That's why they're gonna, that's why you have the, what is it, the wedges. That's why you have them contending in contention. And you're just gonna see it increase. Because now the pressure's being applied, and those weaknesses, those separations in iron and clay, it's gonna get, more. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Shalom.